Welcome back to IXION and Chapter 4, where we are going to check out this monstrous thing down here, the Piranesi. I expect this episode will be a bit different than the other episodes because, well, yeah. Let's just start up the game, and also for anyone who celebrates Christmas today, on the 25th, we wish you all a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We're going to send the light bulb down to the Piranesi, and we're also going to send the Tiqqun down to the Piranesi. I think we can just go on very fast time speed here. I fully expect that this will be the final episode in Chapter 4, and that next one will be Chapter 5. Now, we do have some researches we can do. I completely forgot about that. So we are apparently researching the... yeah, I enabled that one. I haven't researched anything else.
Has arrived at its destination.
But I did enable this one, the Dedicated Exploration PA. That's the one that gives 15% science generated. Because we need science, right? I also think we can... These don't really matter. Let's see if there's anything... I don't think there's anything that we particularly need. Could unlock the algae farm, but no, I think we have most of what we need. We can always get the Marduk Memorial upgrade, because I do use the Marduk Memorial. Okay, we are at the Piranesi. The Piranesi has been located. Initial visuals indicate that it has suffered heavy damage. Our sensors are not detecting any activity on board the ship. Transmission from the team of the light bulb. We have entered the Piranesi. There is neither light source nor gravity within the ship. Many modifications have been made to its structure. The walls are of an unknown, shiny black metal that distorts the vision. The corridors we pass through are sometimes similar in design to those of Dolos or the UN. In some places, however, passageways are almost organic in shape. We did discover a large memorial. The statue at its center is obscured by the many cables, pipes and conduits that lead away from it to the ship. We could not make out the word, or we could make out the words "property of the BMS" at its base. If the team was not so anxious, we would have stopped to carry out further observation. Let's try to locate the Remus coordinates. The Lightbulb's team will travel deeper into the Piranesi to find the devices that hold the VOHLE coordinates of Remus. I'll just stay in here so I can pay attention to the research.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Of course, it's a health center accident. I did discover a bug earlier. If you have an accident in the Exo fighting dome, or you don't get the proper bonuses from it, you need to power it off and then on again. Let's also get the Ode to Competence. I guess we can also get the Dolos survivor families, and perhaps the Perpetual Motivation after that.
A science ship team has completed a task.
We have found them. The devices holding the Remus coordinates are behind a heavy reinforced door. We have tried several different approaches to open it, but haven't even succeeded in scratching it. Connecting the Tiqqun and Eden to the Piranesi would allow us to power and reactivate the door's control subsystems. The connection is also necessary for the extraction and transfer of the Remus coordinates from the devices to the Tiqqun. Administrator, one other thing. Shortly before we found the devices, we passed an effigy of Giovanni Battista, former member of the Marduk Council. Let's do the Naomi protocol here and extract the coordinates. Starting a DDoS attack to flood the network, Eden Vigilance. And then the text there says... an echo of my consciousness locked inside a metal tomb. Is what that says. Once the Tiqqun is connected, we will be able to power and short-circuit the subsystems of the reinforced door. Coordinate transfer from the devices to the Tiqqun will then be initiated across the connection. Well, it's not like we have any choice here, so... This thing is rather ominous. How are we faring on board the Tiqqun? I had to push this up to 150 power. Mine some more hydrogen and ice and iron, as I mentioned that I would do in between episodes. And I actually think that we have enough garbage that I could use this if I wanted to. But for now we don't really need it. We're not exactly in need of ice. This sector is also faring well. I'm not sure if I did that in the last episode or if I did it between episodes, but I did add 2 batteries here. Since I'm not going to have any cryo centers in that sector. The utility sector here will be responsible for any cryopod going. I don't know if we're going to get any more though. I think we've picked up the ones that were in this system. We're at 5,318 population, so... Oh, and I also moved population over to this sector so that I can train them to become colonists. Speaking of which, we probably can start doing that. Let's train 200 colonists. It's a bit more efficient. 1 electronics for 200 rather than 1 electronics for 15. There is one thing that I should do. I should go to Sector 1 and I should dismantle that probe and replace it with missile countermeasures.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Administrator, the Piranesi is reactivating. We had to manually break the connection with the Tiqqun, interrupting the coordinate transfer. The damn wall started to move. Thanks to our exoskeletons, we are making for the light bulb as fast as we can.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun. Administrator, the Piranesi has deployed a drone swarm around itself. We should move the Tiqqun immediately.
Let's try to have them keep moving.
Administrator, I see you. Pitiful dolos leftovers. Ridiculous flesh bags. You are flies to me. I'll tear you apart, eat you, digest you, and soon you, your crew, the Tiqqun, and whatever's left of Dolos will be part of me. I am primordial. I am a Reaper. You are nothing but erratic illusion, pointless heat dissipation, and abject failure. I have found your protection. It is but a matter of time before Naomi breaks into pieces, and I feast on your carcass. Opportunity knocks.
Right. That sounded like Giovanni Battista. Let's get the heck out of here. That red field, that's the drones. Now's the time to run. Survive. How are you guys coming along with that countermeasure? Good.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The Piranesi has awakened. Previously dormant drones now roam the passageways of the ship. They killed the team and destroyed the light bulb. 5 crew members killed and science ship destroyed. Ooh. I'm not sure that is avoidable. I mean, we have... The only science ship thing I don't have is automatic ship repatriation, but that wouldn't really help with the crew. We would possibly get the ship back. Unlikely, but...
Administrator, a new request awaits your attention.
Administrator, there is fear. Data control algorithms have been overloaded. Diagnostics indicate external interference. Images of the Piranesi flood every screen. They haunt dreams and leave indelible marks. Do you have a plan to save us from this monster and recover the coordinates of Remus? Administrator, there is fear. -2 stability penalty. So far we are good. But that's we have -4 from this system now. Now it's just a matter of waiting. One thing that I want to do though is build a new science ship.
Happy New Year, Administrator.
Yeah, this is the time for celebrations, right?
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
And that's a big missile. Thankfully the countermeasures are quite effective against it. This might also be a good time to activate the 4th EVA lock. EVA airlock, at least.
A drone swarm has been released from the Piranesi. The swarm aims to intercept the Tiqqun.
We will not be intercepted by any drone swarms, thank you very much. Probe launcher, huh? That's a bad place to have an accident right now.
The Piranesi is moving towards us.
Yay. Send out the Shine ship there. And we need to recharge our batteries. Probably don't want to be caught up in
An
the
accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
drone swarm with that ship. I don't know if it affects it, but
Administrator, the Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
doesn't move very quickly though, which is good.
Tiqqun self-destruct in 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. No Batista self-destruct device detected. Self-destruction impossible.
So it's definitely Batista then. Ah. I'm guessing one of the researchers we did stopped that. Probably the one that affects hacking. Yep, that must be the one. Okay. Naomi Protocol, commencing DDoS attack to flood Eden Vigilance Network. And that says... You used her knowledge to to develop the most perverse surveillance system ever developed. Administrator, this is Kiara Kavanagh from the Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate. With Eden appearing to be severely dysfunctional, we had to attempt to bypass the usual communication protocols. I don't know if you'll receive this message. I hope that you do. Piranesi is the biggest threat we have faced. As soon as the first reports of the Etemenanki's destruction reached our ears, we secretly began to investigate to find a way to neutralize this new threat. At the center of this system lies PSR B1257 plus 12A, a long-interval pulsar. Despite all its power, we think that in its current state, the Piranesi could not withstand a pulse from PSR B1257 plus 12A. However, the Tiqqun would not survive such a pulse either. We must send an expedition to PSR B1257 plus 12H, not H, A, to find a solution. Administrator, there are a lot of rumors about you. Some say you don't exist or that you're lost in cryosleep. Some even believe that Eden is impersonating you. Others, including myself, have faith in you as our administrator. Save the Tiqqun. Save this crew. Save what's left of humanity. I've heard you. New objective, a bomb of a plan. The event, Pulsar, the Monstrous Awakening.
A cyber attack launched by the Piranesi has disabled several mess halls.
Okay. So we need to power on mess halls all over the ship. You'd think we'd be protected from that in regards to having the technology. Yep, that's all of them. Let's send the Thales down to the star and move the Tiqqun over to 12L. Oh wait, no. Let's see if the Piranesi will launch more drones first. It's far enough away that I'm not really that worried about it.
A science ship has arrived at its destination.
Yep, there's more drones. Now we can move. According to the Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate, the Pulsar at the center of the system is the key to defeating the Piranesi. transmission from the Thales' crew. We are in orbit of PSR B1257 plus 12A. The Pulsar is huge. Preliminary analysis confirms the forecasts from the Sector 1 Scientific Syndicate. We will do everything we can to find a way to use the power of the Pulsar against the Piranesi. The Thales team will carry out numerous analyses to find a way to activate the Pulsar and protect the Tiqqun. That'll take 10 cycles. Shame we can't move the Tiqqun there. I would really love to see it. Although I haven't tried moving the Tiqqun there by now.
New coordinates have been set. The Tiqqun is now moving towards the Piranesi.
Apparently not. No, we can't move to it.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun. An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
I wonder how it's able to travel in there and be completely unaffected by the storm. I'm glad this ship is able to sustain itself, mostly, with all of the resources I have. And we need to move soon. When it comes down here, we need to go and move over to 12E. Kinda hoping it would release more drones first, though.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
Off we
The
go.
science ship team has completed a task.
Okay. We have taken many readings and conducted a comprehensive analysis of PSR B1257 plus 12A's activity. We are able to submit a proposal that adapts the Tiqqun's architecture and allows the hull to work like a Faraday cage. We have also developed a theoretical device that we have named Icarus 3. This device would allow us to induce a pulse from PSR B1257 plus 12A. To proceed, the Tiqqun's tech lab will need to analyze the remaining data and fabricate construction patterns. We get 115 science and the Faraday cage upgrade and the Icarus 3 Pro upgrade unlocked for the Piranesi.
The Piranesi has activated more subsystems. Its threat level has increased. He will attack more frequently.
Yay. Okay, let's go and research the Faraday cage and then the Icarus 3 probe as well. And I need to just stay out here, so this is a very different episode from the ones that we have been doing up to now.
Caution. Entering stellar storm. The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
Faraday cage has been unlocked. That is an external construction, so let's go and construct the Faraday cage. 480 polymer. And there is a drone swarm following us here. We're just going to continue moving. As a matter of fact, I think I want to go to 12G. Right through the storm, I know.
Caution. Entering stellar storm.
Still no lightning in here, though. That star looks really cool. Now we need to construct the Icarus 3. The Thales team will build Icarus 3, the explosive charge that will trigger PSR B1257 plus 12A and neutralize the Piranesi. And we have gotten the polymer we needed. Because the hull integrity is going down, that means they are building. As it says, they are currently assigned to another task.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
He is getting more aggressive, that's for sure. How come this isn't going down? Oh, it's recharged already.
The Piranesi has activated more subsystems. Its threat level has increased. He will attack more frequently.
Icarus 3 is ready for launch. The Thales team will launch Icarus 3 and activate the Pulsar. The pulse will neutralize the Piranesi. The Thales will be destroyed in the process, but the crew will enter cryonic pods to survive the pulse. Wake the Pulsar. There's another drone swarm, so let's move over to 12F. Also, those visual artifacts are applied to gas giants after the patch I discovered. So it is a bug.
A cyber attack launched by the Piranesi has disabled several mess halls.
Of course. Can I just use this mode? I can. That's a little bit easier. That should be all of them.
The Piranesi has launched a missile targeting the Tiqqun.
Come on, you can do it. You're almost done.
science ship team has completed a task.
Icarus 3 has detonated and activated the Pulsar. The crew of the Thales had time to enter cryonics pods before life support infrastructure was neutralized. Ship destroyed, ready for extraction, 5 cryopods.
The Piranesi has been defeated.
Thank you. Let's build a new science ship. And let's also send out someone to pick up those cryopods. And we can send the Maxwell to the Piranesi. Now we need more iron. Don't know if we need it,
A science ship has arrived at
but
its
we are running
destination.
low on it. And all of our sectors are starving.
An accident has occurred in the Tiqqun.
That's not good. They're still happy. This is negative. We can always build a legislative center here, like temporarily. Neutral is good enough. I could also give them generous food. Let's do that. Puts them back to happy. Yep, as long as they're on neutral or better, I'm content. The Piranesi has been disabled by the pulse. Its drones have been fried. Its missiles detonated. As the pulse hit, electrical arcs and explosions rippled across the ship's hull. The Tiqqun's crew standing witness all the while. Transmission from the crew of the Maxwell. We have successfully entered the Piranesi through a breach in its hull. All the doors and airlocks not damaged by the pulse have been closed. Most systems that are visible appear to have melted. The walls ooze a black, gritty oil. The Maxwell's crew will make their... I guess they'll... got the word way. Will make their way through the bowels of the Piranesi to reach the room where the devices are stored. I'm guessing we can turn on iron collection now. Yep. I don't know if we need ice, but let me just check. No, we don't really need it, but at the same time, we should mine some of it.
A science ship team has completed a task.
The interior of the Piranesi has been severely damaged. Blue fire still flickers in the corners of the ship. Whole areas have collapsed in on themselves. Some of the debris looks almost organic. We have taken pictures of what appear to be biological neural networks, seemingly used in the activation of the ship's airlocks. Drones litter the floor and hang from broken piping. On our way to the storage location, we passed a huge translucent pod. Decaying bodies float in the white bath of liquid it contains. You can see the color of their uniforms. Crew from the Etamananki. Despite the many obstacles, we have reached the devices that hold the Remus coordinates. We are ready to activate transfer. The Tiqqun needs to be in orbit. Connect the Tiqqun and extract the coordinates. Once the Tiqqun is connected, we will finally be able to retrieve the VOHLE coordinates to reach Remus and establish a new home. Just mining things while we're doing this. Can send out some guys here to collect ice. And we can switch these guys over to hydrogen.
A science ship team has completed a task.
Transfer is complete. All lights are green. We took advantage of the time it took to recover the coordinates to analyze what was left of the systems on board the Piranesi. The use of its main weapon and the Etmenanki's defensive efforts left it terribly weakened. The ship seems to still vibrate with what perhaps could be called its final breaths. It should not be long before it fully collapses in on itself. We should get as far away as possible. When this amalgamation of evil technology breathes its last at the end of its agony, it could be devastating. New objective at the end of it all. And we can do a VOHLE jump initiation here. I think we can move... I think the distance is shorter over there. Then again, I do want the ice first. That ship looked... It looked evil. It's kind of ironic as well, if that actually was Giovanni Battista, which I suspect it was, considering he was talking about how he sensed everything in space, being a non-regulated area, as an opportunity, and it would also make sense that he would be the one that became the leader of the black market society, I suppose. It's difficult to say, but I'm pretty sure it was Giovanni Battista. And, of course, it has been kind of obvious that PAs are actual people who have been transformed into computers. Oh boy. I don't need audio notifications right now, my dear phone. Okay, so what I want to do now is to just mine and collect the hydrogen. The hydrogen is probably the most volatile of the resources we have, together with ice. The rest of them we can self-supply ourselves with, but not so much hydrogen and not so much ice. Ice, we could always redirect most of the waste into a waste treatment center to make water instead. But, I mean, it would really be a big problem considering how much we have of these resources. But hydrogen, that's a non-renewable resource. I shall pause while I gather up the rest of the hydrogen in the sector. Here we are. Now, while I gathered up that stuff, I also did some researches. I researched these on the mining ships, and I've got the dedicated extraction PA left in the queue here. I also researched the Frostpunk sonar, the EKP optimization, the lens team, and we're currently researching the pre-assembled components here. I think that was it. Now, I also took the automatic ship repatriation. I think we can take these as well, but yeah. For now, I think that it's time to, go here and go to the audio and set the master volume to 45, apply settings, and then this.
Charging in accordance with Frau Stanford procedures, all ships must return to the Tiqqun before VOHLE jump initiation.
Indeed.
IXION engine ready. VOHLE jump complete. Running preliminary diagnostics. I sense Remus. We have reached the Ilia system. Structural failure of the Tiqqun is near. We should initiate the Neocond colonization protocol.
Welcome to Chapter 5. And on that note, I think we're going to wrap up the episode here. There's a fire in the health center. That's not good. But for now, I hope that you are enjoying the story here. It's this is the final chapter, and we will be seeing one of the endings. I don't know how many episodes we will spend on that, but yeah. If you have any questions and or comments, then please do feel free to leave those in the comment section as per usual. And of course, you can also just leave a little emoji or something down there if you like to support the channel and helping out with the YouTube algorithms. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I hope to see you all in the next episode.